Just had a baby. What's the best way to keep your gains? Watch this.
Our next caller is Tracy from Massachusetts.
Hi, Tracy. How can we help you?
Hi. First of all, thank you guys. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you. Right.
I'm calling because I'm in like a bit of a training dilemma. I just had my first baby in March.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm hoping to have more. Before I got pregnant, I'd been training for over a decade consistently. I have a pretty strong resistance training background. I was starting to get a little bit bored at the gym. And then I got pregnant, and then, I'm more worried about taking care of my baby. And I think a lot of the problem lies in kind of what you guys talk a lot about is being like coasting versus kind of towing the line, pushing the limit all the time. So when I was pregnant, it was really mentally hard, not really physically hard to get to the gym because I didn't want to push myself too much. Then I gave birth in March. It went really well. Postpartum, feel awesome. But I'm kind of worried about looking into the future. I kind of feel lost in the gym, with wanting to have more kids relatively soon. I'm about to turn 35, so I'm kind of like pushing that up, being older. And I don't really know how to either shift my mindset or to shift my goals to sort of look forward to getting to the gym while, being pregnant or postpartum or nursing.
Tracy, I love this question because fitness fanatics who have kids or things pop up in life that become more important than the workouts will hit this crossroad. So you lived for a long time. Strength training was probably your favorite thing to do. It says in your question, you competed in Olympic lifting. So you didn't just like recreationally work out. Like this was a big deal. This was very serious for you. But now you have a kid, which first of all, if you're a good person, which it sounds like you are, having a kid is going to shake everything. Like all of a sudden, there's nothing more important than this other human being. And so all the other things that you leaned on, you have to kind of put them in new categories. Like, what does this mean to me? Okay, how do I do this thing again now that I don't care about it like I used to because I have something else that I care so much more about? Here's the beauty with fitness. If you do it right, it will improve your life. Your life is what you want it to be, right? So you want to be a great mom, you want to be a great partner, a great whatever. Being fit will help that out. It'll encourage that. A fit, healthy version of you is going to be a better mom than an unhealthy version of you. So when you go to the gym, instead of going to the gym like you did before, I'm going to hit a new PR. I'm going to hit a new intensity. I'm going to go train my butt off. It's really about how can I exercise to give me the energy I need, to give me the patience that I need, to give me what I need to do the more important things in life. Now, here's the other side of that, which is pretty cool. What you did to build your strength and physique, to maintain it, you need far less. The data on this is really remarkable, okay? Like literally, if it took you 20 sets of a particular exercise to build a foundation, you could literally do 3 sets to maintain that. So you don't have to keep doing what you did to keep what you've built. You could do far less. And your life is going to change. Listen, look, right now you have a baby. At some point, they're going to be a toddler, then a teenager, then they're going to go to college. And then you'll have more time to work out again, in which case the workout's going to change again. So right now, it's just a different chapter in your life. And literally just go to the gym and think to yourself, like, what do I need to make me better at the things that are important right now? And it may be that you need more energy because maybe your sleep is not as good. Maybe you just need a break because you got to get out of the house because you're not seeing anybody for a while because you got a new baby. Maybe it's just to alleviate some stress. Or maybe you got some energy and you're like, I want to go see if I could do what I used to do. Let me go see how hard I can go. But that's how you should treat the workouts, because your life is going to continue to change. And what you don't want to do is fall into this trap where the workouts always have to be and mean the same thing to you, because that's going to be really hard to maintain when your life changes as it is now.
Tracy, you know what I think the hardest thing for clients like you, and I would put all of us in this exact same category as to when big shifts like this happen, is our definition of fit. I really think that we have a different way we look at ourselves aesthetically, performance in the gym, that we've raised the bar and the standard so high, and then all of a sudden life happens and other shit that's far more important than my PR and my squat or my 6-pack abs. And I'm wrestling with what Sal just said, which is, he just telling me that, a fit me is going to improve all the rest of my life. But your definition of fit is skewed like mine is. And that was the hardest thing that I had to wrestle with when I decided to make that shift of like, I care more about being a better father, a better husband, a better business partner, but yet I don't want to get fat or I don't want to be out of shape. And it's like, so how am I juggling?
What does
like,
that mean, right?
Yeah, but my definition of fit was so skewed. It was like I had to make peace with that. It's like, what am I doing? Like, I don't need to look like a bodybuilder year round like this. And nor am I going to be able to and truly be a fully present father and crush at all those things. So I think what happens is people like us really wrestle with trying to sustain that level. And it's not realistic while you also are trying to have multiple babies and do all these other things. So part of it is making peace with the body changing, looking a little different, performance probably being a little less. You at 50% is still better than 99% of the world, right? And so you have to kind of make peace with that. One of the ways that I did is I would shift my focus. So if you were an obsessed person with aesthetics, I let go of aesthetics and became mobility guy, and I started looking at other things. If you're obsessed with PRs and strength and gym, I let go of that and began and focus on something else, longevity girl. Start to challenge yourself on the things that you most identify with when it comes to fitness and pursue other aspects of health, because, getting good sleep, reading more, being present as a mother, being a better father, all these things make me a healthier person. And so if I'm truly—
They're all new challenges.
That's right. And so I think sometimes us hardcore fitness people, we get so focused on the performance and the look that when life shifts, we have a really hard time seeing that kind of change a little bit, and we think we're failing. You're always, because you don't have the same squat that you were doing back when you were doing Olympic lifts and training 7 days a week. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, really though? Like, you're still squatting way more than anybody else, and you're still really strong for a mom with multiple kids and working and a husband and all these other things going on. And so you have to really shift your perspective and definition of what you think fit and healthy is. And sometimes for us fitness fanatics, it's a bit skewed. And that's really the biggest challenge here, is accepting that, you might look a little different than what you did, 4 years ago in your prime, or you might not perform exactly the same way. And that's okay, because you're a fucking awesome mom and you're super present with your husband and you're doing all these other things that you're winning in life. That's what I think is probably one of the hardest things when you're in the situation you're in.
By the way, Tracy, what you're going through is very common. So a lot of people go through this, especially moms, where they're like, I was like an executive. I was so focused on my job. Now it's like, I'm not that motivated to go to work. I just want to be with my kids. Or I was so into this other thing, and now I just want to, or I used to hang out with guys will go through this when they become dads. It's like, wow, I used to hang out with my buddies. Yeah. And now I got kids, and I don't want to hang out with them like I used to. They want to drink and talk about other stuff, and I just want to. So this is this is a totally
MAPS 15 normal, is a program for you.
Yeah, you got. I was just going to say, do you have MAPS 15? Do you have our MAPS 15 program?
No, I don't.
That's the program for you.
Yes.
We're going to send that to you, and literally you do a little bit of exercise every day. Yeah. And there's an option where you can do it at home with a suspension trainer, or you could go to the gym and use a barbell, and it's like either a 15 or 20-minute workout a day. I think it's the perfect workout for parents.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it. And let us know how it works out for you.
Sure.
All right, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
I heard the baby there.
Yeah.
She's got the look of a new mom too, like, oh, what am I doing? This baby, I don't know. Hey, listen, you have a kid, it changes everything. And all of a sudden you question, like, you have to completely reorganize your priorities.
Everything's new. All new challenges, everything you guys are describing. And I mean, I could chime in on what you guys were talking about, but it's the whole new focus now is how to be, the best mom, and how to, handle that, and how to handle the time restraints, and how to handle your stress, and how to feel good, and how to,
Totally.
so it's all that stuff. You can accomplish that within your workouts. It just has to be structured with that mindset of like, what's going to be best for me now.
It's a massive reflection time for people like her, like us, because most of us, if not all of us, that got into this space, that became fitness fanatics, did it because of some sort of insecurity or some radical pursuit, whether it be a selfish one.
And then you make an identity.
And yeah, exactly. And then you identify with this person.
Gotta
And now
dissolve it.
And now you're like, who am I now?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, for the first time in your life, something becomes way more important than that. And I remember this, like that was the one of the biggest defining things about becoming a father was realizing like, oh, wow, never in my life did I ever truly care about anything more than myself. I mean, there's a lot of people and things I loved, but there was never anything that I truly cared about more than myself until having a son. And then that radically shifted me. And then that made me look at like, well, who is this character that I've worked so hard to become? And you have to solve this. Otherwise, you end up resenting the child.
Yeah.
Because you can no longer live up to this Olympian.
Now they're keeping you from being who you're supposed to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the truth is, no, that person is still, a lot of what drove that person was rooted in these insecurities of not being enough or needing to look a certain way or being teased when you were younger. And now that you have this human that is far more important than yourself, you've got to address it. And you have to recognize that, man, I could actually be a really healthy person, and it doesn't take a lot. It does not take what was that study the other day about it's once every 2 weeks.
To just not lose muscle
not
for the
lose
average person.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous.
And by the way, that's not a person who's as trained as she is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine somebody who's
easy
built
for
as
her.
much muscle and
she'll be
strength.
fine. Mass 15 she'll be totally fine.
That's like you, like that person. Just don't eat like an asshole and touch some weights every once in a while, but build your routine around being a great mother, a great partner, and that aspect, and the rest will fall in place.